Good morning, students. Today we are on to the next video of chemical bond, and in today's session we will be talking about hybridization. Now first let us define what is hybridization and what was the need to talk about hybridization, to why this concept was introduced. First let us define hybridization. It's defined as intermixing of atomic orbitals. You can add here in valence shell of central atom. Valence shell means, suppose second shell is valence, you have 2s and 2p. Third shell is valence, you have 3s, 3p and 3d. So a mixing of atomic orbitals in the valence shell of central atom having slightly different energies, means these atomic orbitals are having slightly different energies. Obviously 2s, 2p, s is spherical, p is dumbbell, d is double dumbbell. They have different energies, they have different shapes also. So every term is very, very important. So what are we saying? Mixing of atomic orbitals in the valence shell of central atom having slightly different energies and shapes, resulting in formation of new orbitals. Now when they mix, they form new orbitals, and all new orbitals have equal energies and identical shapes. They all have equal energies and identical shapes. Okay, now before mixing they all have different energy, different shape. After mixing they have equal energies and identical shape. Okay, when we are discussing further the example, this will be clear. The new orbitals which are so formed are called as hybrid orbitals. These are called as hybrid orbitals. These are certain salient features, children, we are talking about hybridization. Then promotion of the electron may or may not be essential. That depends upon the condition. That depends upon what example we are talking about. Whether we need to excite the electron, whether we need to promote the electron from one orbital to another orbital, not from one shell to another shell. In promotion they do not change the shell. They change from say 2s to 2p. They change from 2p to d is not there, so 3s to 3p, 3p so you can be 3d, like that it is. Then next rule says all fulfilled, half filled and even empty, these are also there. All, whether it is half filled orbital, fulfilled orbital, empty orbital, they take part in hybridization. All take part in hybridization. Okay, then another rule says the number of the hybrid orbitals which are formed will be equal to the orbitals mixing. That means if 2 are mixing, 2 new will be formed. 3 are mixing, 3 new are formed. 4 are mixing, 4 new will be formed. Okay, next, hybridization never occurs in isolated atom. It is always in the central atom of the bonded molecule. Okay, never in the isolated atom hybridization occurs. Next rule says hybrid orbitals always form sigma bond. Hybrid orbitals always form sigma bond. They never form pi bond. Okay. Next, shape of all the hybrid orbital will be this: one big lobe and one small lobe. One big lobe and small. Earlier they may be spherical, dumbbell, double dumbbell, but after they mix, they will form this type of shape, a big lobe and a small lobe. Normally big lobe we can just represent big and small, or with plus and minus. Bigger side we put positive sign and the smaller lobe we write minus sign. Whether it is sp hybridization, sp2, sp3, sp3d and whatsoever, each hybrid orbital will have one big lobe and one small lobe. Then as we said ki number of hybrid orbital formed will be always equal to how many are mixing. Whatever new are formed, they all will arrange themselves in such a manner that the repulsion between them is minimum. How is the repulsion minimum? When they are as far as possible. When they should be arranged as far as possible. Okay, now we will talk about different types of hybridizations. Different types of hybridizations we'll be talking about. The first one is sp. We will be talking about sp. We'll be talking about sp2, sp3, sp3d, and few more we'll be discussing in the next page, right? Now, as the name says, this is quite important. You understand this first, and then we will take examples and how do you write the hybridization, how you're supposed to represent it. sp, as the name only says, s and p, one s and one p, means s orbital and one p orbital will intermix. There are three p's. In p subshell, there are three p orbitals, but only one of it mixes in this. So one s and one p are intermixing. It will result in the formation of two hybrid orbitals, each one having one big lobe and small lobe I have shown here. Big lobe and small lobe I have shown here. Many times, you know, this lobe, small lobe is not represented also. That is also fine. Okay, so one s and one p is mixing. It is forming two hybrid orbital. Now each hybrid orbital, this is sp hybrid orbital, this is also sp hybrid orbital. So both hybrid orbitals formed are called as sp hybrid orbitals, and as we said, they are arranging themselves in such a manner that repulsion is minimum. So how are they arranged? They are arranged in a linear manner. And what is the bond angle here? It is 180 degree. 180 degree bond angle it has. Okay, and one more thing. Now since 1s and 1p means total contribution to each hybrid orbital is 50-50. So what we can say, each sp hybrid orbital is having 50% s character and 50% p character. It is having 50% s character and it is having 50% p character. Each hybrid orbital has this 50% s and 50% p character. Okay, now let us talk about next one, sp2. In this, one s orbital and two p orbitals, one p orbital and another p orbital. There are three, but only two of them are intermixing in this. Now two are intermixing of p and one of s. You can write here, this is s, this is p, this is s, you know. Okay, one will be p, these two will be different orbital. You have px, py, pz, so any two of them will intermix in this. So three are formed. So how should three be arranged? Three should be arranged in a trigonal planar manner. This is the arrangement for it. What is this shape, children? This is trigonal planar manner. And each hybrid orbital, there are three orbitals, and each hybrid orbital is now called as sp2 hybrid orbital. And what is the arrangement? Trigonal planar. What is the angle? 120 degree. Between the two hybrid orbital, this is 120, this is 120, this side is 120. Okay. And now if you see the percentage, there are three. Out of three, one is s and two are p. So what we can say, it is having 33.3%, or you can say 1/3 s character and 66.67 or 66 or whatever, that is p character. Means 1/3 s character and 2/3 p character each hybrid orbital is possessing. Clear? Next, sp3 hybridization. In this what happens? One s orbital and three p orbital, that is px, you have py and pz, all are intermixing. All three will intermix. All three will intermix, and they will, how many are mixing? Four are mixing. So four of them will form four hybrid orbitals. One hybrid orbital, second hybrid orbital. It's a 3D thing, okay? So it may not look like tetrahedral to you, but it is tetrahedral arrangement. It is tetrahedral arrangement, and each hybrid orbital here also is called as sp3 hybrid orbital. And in tetrahedral, children, you know what is the bond angle? It is 109 degrees 28 minutes. Okay, and each hybrid orbital is having, total are 4. Out of that, 1 is s and remaining 3 are p. That means each hybrid orbital is having 25% s character and 75% p character. So we can also say it is 1/4 of s character and 3/4 of p character. Clear? Right? Now, let us see this one, sp3d hybridization. Now, what is there in sp3d? You have, now instead of drawing the shapes, because there are many things getting involved, I can just write, say, 1s, then you have 3 p's, that is px, you have py and pz, and 1d orbital. All these are mixing. 5 orbitals are intermixing. 5 are mixing. 5 new hybrid orbitals will be formed, and these hybrid orbitals so form will be, present in this manner, trigonal bipyramidal manner. This will be in one plane, trigonal plane, and one above and one below the plane. What is this shape called? It is called as trigonal bipyramidal manner. Trigonal bipyramidal manner. So what are the angles, children? Here you have in the trigonal part, you will have 3 120-degree angles and you will have 2 90-degree angles. Means one above the plane, one below the plane will be 90-degree, and 3 in this will be 120-degree. Clear? And you can also say how much s character you have. Total 5 of them are there. So you will have 1/5 of s as well as d character, and you will have 3/5 of p character. Clear? Please take the screenshot in between. Please write down the notes, because this is a very, very important chapter in 11th as well as in 12th. Now next we will talk about sp3d2 hybridization. Now you understood, so we can go little fast this way. You have 1s, you have px, py, pz, and 2d orbitals. 2d orbitals will be there. You can write this. You can write one more. Okay, so these orbitals, they all will intermix. How many are intermixing? sp3d2, 6 are intermixing. 6 are mixing. That means you will have 6 hybrid orbitals. And what will be the shape of 6 hybrid orbitals? How should they be oriented? They will be oriented in square bipyramidal. This is square. Means 4 hybrid orbitals are arranged in this manner, in the square manner, one above and one below the plane. This is called as square bipyramidal manner. Square bipyramidal manner. And all angles are 90-degree. Let it be these angles here and one above and one below the plane. So all 6 angles are 90-degree angles in sp3. Right? And the percentage also you can calculate now. Out of 6, 1 is s. Out of 6, 2 are d. Out of 6, 3 are p. So accordingly you can write the contribution also. Fine. Now let us consider the last type of hybridization, sp3d3 hybridization. Okay. As the name only says, now 1s, 3p and 3ds will undergo mixing, and it will result in the formation of 7 hybrid orbitals. Now how should 7 be arranged? Now just see here. So for convenience, what we will do is we will make a pentagon. Okay. Now one hybrid orbital will be here. Next hybrid orbital in this corner. Next hybrid orbital. Next hybrid orbital here. 5th hybrid orbital this side. 6th hybrid orbital above the plane. 7th hybrid orbital below the plane. So what is it? It is pentagonal bipyramidal. It is pentagonal bipyramidal. Got it? And you can check, there are 5 angles here in 360. That means you have 5 72 degrees angle, one above and one below the plane, means 2 90-degree angles. Okay, so we will talk about their examples now of all the categories and a shortcut to find the hybridization also. Let us take first example of methane. Now I will also explain what was the need for hybridization in methane with the reference to methane, right? Methane, what is a central element? Carbon. We will write its configuration. Configuration is 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, right? It is having 2 unpaired electrons, but carbon is tetravalent. That means it should be having 4 unpaired electrons. So 4 unpaired electrons means we need to talk about first excited state. This is ground state configuration. This is ground state configuration. This is the first excited state, means 1 electron is shifted. So what is first excited state configuration? 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. If I talk only about VBT, if we consider the structure of methane on the basis of VBT, what is the possibility? See, this is carbon valence shell configuration in the first excited state. That means this will be now overlapping with 1s of hydrogen, that is surrounding element. You have carbon and you have 4 hydrogen atoms around it, right? So it means 1s here of hydrogen will be overlapping with this, 1s will overlap with this, 1s will overlap with this, 1s will overlap with this. This is as per VBT, right? That means you are getting SS bond, sp bond, sp bond and sp bond. That means all bonds are not same. As per VBT, all bonds are not same. But when it was measured, it was found that all the bond lengths in methane, carbon hydrogen bond lengths are equal. So then there was a concept of hybridization given. As per hybridization, what happens is, in the valence shell, they will not overlap as such as shown in VBT. According to the hybridization, what happens? 2s, 2px, 2py, 2pz all undergo mixing. All undergo mixing. They are no longer S and P. They all undergo mixing and result in the formation of 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, each of them is having 1 electron each. Each of them is having 1 electron. Okay. Now, these 4 hybrid orbitals arrange themselves in such a manner that the repulsion is minimum. That means they will arrange in tetrahedral manner. For 4 hybrid orbitals, what is the possible arrangement? Tetrahedral arrangement. And these are all now hybrid orbitals, sp3 hybrid orbitals. Each of them is going to overlap with 1s orbital of hydrogen. It is not pure S and pure P mixing with 1s as explained by valence bond theory. As per hybridization, this S and P, they will mix and new orbitals are generated. These are called sp3 hybrid orbitals and each one is now overlapping with 1s. So what is the arrangement here? It is tetrahedral arrangement and bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. There are 4 sigma bonds in this, and what category sigma bonds are there? sp3 s sigma bonds. Okay, this example is clear. Methane example. Okay. Let us take another example, ammonia. Central element is nitrogen. We will write valence shell configuration 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. There are 3 unpaired, and you have 3 surrounding elements, that is nitrogen is also having 3 valencies, so no need to consider excited state. That is one of the salient feature we have discussed in hybridization, कि promotion is required only when essential, not otherwise. So no excitation of electron, as such 3 are unpaired. All these will undergo hybridization now. 2s, which is having pair, 2px, 2py, 2pz, all will undergo mixing. They will undergo mixing and will result in the formation of 4 hybrid orbitals, where one is having a pair and remaining 3 are having one electron. These are all sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now they will be arranged, if I talk about geometry, they will be arranged in tetrahedral manner. They will be arranged in tetrahedral manner, where one of them is having a lone pair. So that will disturb the geometry and the shape will not be tetrahedral, it will be pyramidal. This is sp3 having one lone pair, sp3 having one electron, sp3 having one electron, sp3 having one electron. These will now overlap with 1s, 1s and 1s of hydrogen atom. So in a way it is having 3 sigma bonds of the type sp3s. sp3 orbital is overlapping with 1s of hydrogen and one sp3 is having one lone pair of electrons. So what is the shape of it? The shape is pyramidal. Shape of ammonia molecule is pyramidal. Okay. Now let us take another example. We'll take example of water. Right. Oxygen is a central element. We'll write valence configuration 2s2, 2px2, 2py1, 2pz1. 2 unpaired and 2 surrounding elements are there. So no need to consider excited state. Just we will say these all will undergo hybridization. They all will mix. They will mix and will result in the formation of 4 hybrid orbitals, where one is pair, second is also pair, third is one electron, fourth is one electron. So out of the 4 hybrid orbitals, 2 of them will have a pair of electron and the remaining 2 will have single electron. So you are getting 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals with 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs. How should these 4 be arranged? These 4 should be arranged in tetrahedral manner. These 4 will be arranged in tetrahedral manner, out of which 2 of them are having lone pair, remaining 2 single electron. These single electron ones will overlap with 1s. So this is one sigma bond sp3s. This is also another sigma bond sp3s. So 2 sigma bonds are there, 2 lone pairs. So what is the angle? Angle is 104 degrees 5 minutes and the shape is V shape. V shape, or you can say bent molecule or angular. You can also write here pyramidal mein we have not written the angle 107 degree. This was 107 degree because lone pair is there, that disturbs the geometry, and the lone pair bond pair repulsion is there, it will push the bonds down. Okay? Till here did you follow? One more example we will consider in sp3, that is ethane. It is the same thing, the configuration what we have written earlier. You will write the same configuration, children, as we wrote here. Just see, carbon configuration will be same, excited state, sp3, this part is same, this part also will be same, but only bonding will be slightly different. So how will you show the bonding in this? You will slightly shift the, hybrid orbitals such that, because there are 2 carbons, I am shifting. This is one carbon, 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. This is another carbon with 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. This is one sigma bond between what? sp3 of one carbon with sp3 of another carbon. This is one sigma bond. And here 1s, 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 1s here, 1s here and 1s here. Means on the sides there are 6 sigma bonds of the type sp3s, 1 sigma bond of the type sp3, sp3. Total 7 sigma bonds are there. But on each carbon atom, if you see what is the arrangement, on each carbon atom the arrangement is tetrahedral arrangement. On each carbon atom the arrangement is tetrahedral. Okay. Now, in today's session, children, we have discussed about sp3 examples. In the next video on hybridization, I will be talking about the remaining types of hybridization, various examples, and the tricks to calculate the hybridization, to predict the shape of various molecules. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching.